Primate Research Center in Oregon leads nation in violations. State lawmakers want to mandate more detailed reporting. In August 2020, an employee at Oregon Health and Science University inadvertently put 2 monkeys inside a cage washing machine. One was scalded and died, and the other had to be euthanized. The year before, staff left a cage full of prairie voles without water, killing 5 of them. The year before that, another monkey had to be euthanized after becoming ensnared by pipes inside its own cage. In all, OHSU's Primate Research Center violated the Federal Animal Welfare Act 31 times between 2014 and 2022, according to inspection records. Among the 7 U.S. academic institutions that operate primate research centers, OHSU had the most violations during that time period, an Investigate West analysis found. 15 of those violations were labeled critical or direct, which are considered the most serious infractions, more than at any of the other peer institutions Investigate West examined. Recently obtained public records indicate that problems inside the university may run deeper. A 2020 petition circulated after the fatal cage washing incident and signed by what appears to be about 62 primate center employees decried a dangerous workplace culture that they said contributed to the animals' deaths, and would lead to more if left unchecked. We are concerned that your ensuing response mistakenly characterizes this as a tragic accident rather than the tragic consequence of poor leadership, the petition read in part. This fatal act of gross negligence spotlights the systemic dysfunction, fueled by a toxic culture of intimidation and harassment, that has been present for years within cage crew. OHSU declined an interview request and did not comment directly on Investigate West's findings. In a statement, Peter Bar Gillespie, Chief Research Officer and Executive Vice President of OHSU, defended the standards of care at the university-run Oregon National Primate Research Center in the Portland suburb of Hillsborough. Faculty and staff understand and embrace the responsibility to provide compassionate and leading-edge veterinary care that comes with the privilege of working with animals, his statement read in part. Dozens of highly trained veterinary professionals engage with these animals on a daily basis to ensure their ongoing safety, enrichment, health, and well-being. In November 2022, OHSU paid nearly $38,000 in a settlement agreement with the U.S. Department of Agriculture for Animal Welfare Act violations from 2018 through 2021. That settlement came a decade after a previous settlement agreement in which OHSU paid almost $12,000. Beyond the federal penalties, the deadly incidents have also raised concerns from a group of Oregon legislators. They're now seeking more transparency from the research center on the welfare of its animals. It's very troubling to see reports of unnecessary or accidental death after death after death, said Representative David Gomberg, D. Central Coast, chief sponsor of House Bill 2904. The bill would require any primate center in Oregon, for now, OHSU's facility remains the only one, to make annual reports to the Oregon State Veterinarian about animal deaths, purchases, births, and sales. Under current law, the research center has no such reporting obligations to the state since it doesn't receive state funding. But OHSU said it already notifies the state veterinarian of any primate imports or exports, as well as any communicable diseases. The legislators' push for state reporting comes at a time when primate research, long a target of animal rights activists, is already under pressure because of a monkey shortage in the United States. Research centers, meanwhile, have rallied to point out the value of their work, including their contributions to the rollout of COVID vaccines, and they emphasize the level of oversight under which they operate. I think the public is rather unaware of the scope of details that most institutions have to adhere to, said Catherine Bain, CEO of ALELIC International, the private accreditation agency formerly known as the Association for the Assessment and Accreditation of Laboratory Animal Care International. It is a very detailed oversight process, without a doubt.